Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. First one is about Eskinder Nega, who was arrested yesterday. Since yesterday, we have been hearing rumors that Eskinder Nega was being handed over to federal government, to Oromia regional government. His wife had to release a statement calling upon the people of Ethiopia, people of Amhara region to resist his handover to Oromia, to federal government. Where is he now? Secondly, viewers, a rally is going to be held today in Washington, D.C. by Ethiopian diaspora community, mainly Amhara diaspora community, it seems, and an activist, an analyst, a former fighter, who was close to PM Abiy and the federal government last year when there was a fight between Tigray forces and regional forces and ENDF in Amhara region, has leveled some allegations against PM Abiy's government. Niamin Zaleke, who was seen clad in military uniform in 2021 when Tigray forces entered Amhara region, he and Andergacho Sige, they were seen clad in military uniforms, asking Amhara people to unite, and he was hand in glove with the federal government, and he was seen talking to Fano fighters, mobilizing people, but now he is accusing the government of trying to divide diaspora. Firstly, viewers, Eskinder Nega was arrested yesterday. His arrest has been confirmed because now we are seeing pictures from where Eskinder Nega is now. Since yesterday, we have been hearing rumors. Eskinder was going to be handed over to a federal government. His wife had to release a message for help last night when she called on all Ethiopians, especially Amharas, to protect Eskinder and to resist Eskinder's handover to federal government. Then Baldira's party spoke as well today. Baldira's party appreciated Eskinder's struggle, saying that Eskinder's struggle was peaceful. And that is what was said by Eskinder's wife as well, that Eskinder's struggle was peaceful. Where is Eskinder now? Eskinder is not in Addis Ababa. All were rumors. He was seen in Dajan today. He was arrested in Bore, Gojam. He is still in Gojam. Just a few minutes ago, pictures were shared from Dajan. Dajan is in Gojam. And from Dajan, reportedly, he was being taken to either Bahirdar or to Addis Ababa. But the vehicle which was carrying him was stopped, and security officials could not take him out of Dajan. So what I have been able to confirm that he's still in Dajan, in Gojam. And from here, he could be sent to Bahirdar prison. People are opposing his transfer to Addis Ababa, to federal forces, federal government. Let's see. How long will keep people resisting Eskinder's handover to federal government or federal forces? Federal forces can investigate him, definitely. Though we have not seen the nature of allegations against Eskinder so far. Both his wife and his party, his former party, because he resigned, they say struggle is peaceful. What was he doing there? Was he captured there in possession of some foreign currency and weapons? What was his mission? Was he with Fano fighters, or was he there on a mission to flee Ethiopia? Several questions. Government is silent, no statement, even no statement about his arrest, which is now something which everyone knows about. Pictures are being shared. Government is silent. What did he do? Which crime was committed by Eskinder? I think this is the responsibility of the government to share details of his arrest. But so far, he is in Dajan, in Gojam. And we are seeing lots of false information about Eskinder. So we'll have to wait and see what government's position is about the arrest and about the reason behind his arrest. Secondly, viewers, today, the 26th of February, a rally is going to be held in Washington, D.C. in front of your State Department. Reportedly, the rally participants are protesting against alleged Amhara genocide in Ethiopia, against attempts to weaken Orthodox Church of Ethiopia, and against killings in Gorage. In Gorage, Valkite city, 3 protesters were killed by security forces a few days ago. So you can see this, you can say this is a rally by Amhara diaspora. Diaspora has split into different groups, though split is not new, but split is deepening now. Niamin Zalake, who is a former fighter, he worked with ESAT as well, an analyst too. He has leveled some allegations against Ethiopian federal government. He's seen as one who works for Amhara interests, though he says he works for Ethiopia. And last year, when Tigray forces were in, not last year, in 2021, when Tigray forces were in Amhara region trying to reach Addis Ababa, back then he arrived in Ethiopia. He and under Sege, both working for ESAT, they arrived in Ethiopia. They were seen in the Amhara region, clad in military uniforms. They tried to mobilize people with their fiery speeches. Later he returned. He has some foreign nationality too, obviously, because he's working for ESAT. He claims that PM Abiy's government is trying to divide Ethiopian diaspora. Government is trying to create pro-government diaspora factions by different tactics. Through use of force, through use of incentives, government is making an effort to disturb the unity of diaspora. Well, diaspora was always split. When Tigray war broke out, it was mainly Tigray diaspora which protested in support of sanctions on Ethiopian government. The diaspora internationalized the conflict. And when Tigray forces entered Amhara region, even before that, we saw no more campaign. No more campaign backed by Ethiopian government, launched by diaspora, not Tigrayan diaspora. Mainly Amhara diaspora, but other diaspora communities were part of the movement as well, because that movement was against TPLF. As in Ethiopia, there was unity against TPLF. Same was seen abroad as well. The diaspora united against Tigrayan diaspora. And we saw massive no more rallies against TPLF, against Western alleged backing of TPLF. And then diaspora split in March last year when Ethiopian government announced humanitarian unilateral ceasefire in northern Ethiopia, and after that it started a disarmament campaign against Amhara Fano fighters. We saw start of protests by Amhara diaspora community. Target was Ethiopian government of PM Abiy. And after some Valaga incidents in which some people were killed, in some cases ethnic Amharas were killed, in some other cases some Oromos were killed too, we saw intensified protests by diaspora community. So now you can say that there are several factions of Ethiopian diaspora. Tigrayan diaspora supporting TPLF, Tigray regional government, Tigray issues. Oromo diaspora, Minnesota, etc. based. They follow Jawar, they support Oromo Liberation Army too. Amhara diaspora supports hardliners, not all, but some sections support hardliners in Amhara region. Hardliners like Fano fighters, their supporters. And Ethiopian government has lost its support in diaspora because Tigrayan, Oromo, Amhara diaspora communities are holding separate protests. So that is why we could not see a massive pro-Ethiopian government diaspora protest in the US, in Europe lately, after the end of No More movement. That is why government is trying to create diaspora community which supports Ethiopian government's position. Oromo diaspora is split as well, because Oromo diaspora, which supports OLA, it opposes Ethiopian federal government of PM Abiy. That is why this engineering is underway, which is not something new for us. So we have been hearing about it. But it is very difficult for Ethiopian government to form a separate diaspora community to support the government. Yes, there are some groups which support the government. They have some interests in Ethiopia, and some do back PM Abiy's policies. But largely, Ethiopian diaspora is split. And we know that Neaman Zalake remained based in Eritrea for some time. He, Eskinder Nega, and others, they launched armed resistance against Ethiopian government from Eritrea. Isaias Afwerki's government was backing them, arming them, supporting them. Later, we saw that PM Abiy's government came and peace agreements were signed, and those who were abroad, they returned to Ethiopia. So now, when Neaman Zalake is criticizing Ethiopian PM Abiy and his government, is it due to government's peace deal with TPLF? Could there be some lurking tensions between Isaias Afwerki and Abiy, that Neaman Zalake, who is pro-Eritrea, is criticizing PM Abiy's government? Or is it linked to Oromo Amhara tensions, that mostly those who support Oromo narratives, those who support Amhara narratives, they believe that the government, PM Abiy's government, is trying to impose Oromo rule in Ethiopia. So there are several angles when it comes to analyzing Neaman Zalake's statement about Ethiopian government's efforts, alleged efforts to create divisions in Ethiopian diaspora.